Well, good Tuesday afternoon, New Heart Church family. Pastor Matt with you on this Tuesday. I'm sorry I didn't get a video put out this morning. I was in some training session learning about how the app is going to be developed, our Nazarene Connect app, how there's some new developments coming down the road, and I'm very excited about some of the stuff that's coming down. So it was a really great meeting to be involved in. But I wanted to talk a little bit this afternoon about mementos. Mementos, however you say the word. The items that bring back very pleasant memories. I have lots of them. You can see behind me, I have some trophies up there. Those aren't all the trophies I used to have, but between between time and certain other events, some of those trophies have gone the way of the recycle bin. But those trophies bring back some very fond memories. They're from quizzing when I was a teenager. Had a little success in doing that, and made some district and regional teams, and that was really exciting to do. So when I look at those trophies and think back on those memories, that's kind of a pleasant time. Somewhere packed in a box we haven't unpacked yet are a pair of tickets to a particular ball game in Baltimore when Cal Ripken shattered the Lou Gehrig record, and so it was game number 2131, as it's famously referred to. And those tickets are meaningful to me for a lot of reasons. One, because I was present at an event that likely is never going to take place again. No one's ever even, I think the longest streak going right now of active players playing without taking a game off is somewhere in the 300s. So getting over 2,000 seems rather unlikely. But the big thing is my son Jacob went with me to that game, so we were able to share that together. So that's very special. We went to TNT, and one of the things TNT did was they gave us all little bracelets, and we were able to trade them with other people, and so it was really interesting. And the first one I traded to. And I'll just tell you one story. There's stories attached to all these, but the first one I traded to, I was hearing some young ladies that were giving the young lady that was staying there with them, while we were all waiting for the elevator, grief about being a preacher's kid. And I said, "Hey, I'm a preacher's kid too. Let's leave these folks alone." And I said, "Hey, you want to trade bracelets?" And she said, "Absolutely." So I traded with her, and I said, "What's your name, by the way?" She goes, "Peyton O'Hare," and I went, "O'Hare, are you related to Michael O'Hare?" She goes, "Yeah, that's my dad." I said, "Oh my goodness, I had him in one of my Carolina School of Ministry classes years ago." And so nice to know that Michael's doing well, and his daughter is now also involved in teen stuff. So that was kind of a nice little memento that I've now got that I'll try to keep for some time, just because it means something interesting to me like that. It's great to have souvenirs or mementos to remind us of important events and dear friends. A lot of people have their mementos in jewelry. My mother and my godmother used to collect jewelry quite a bit. They have things like necklaces and rings and pendants and all that kind of stuff. And one of the most popular items to wear that way is a cross. I think it's in part due to the really warm sense of religiosity that's conveyed when we see that cross or when we're wearing those items. Of course, churches love to build large versions of crosses. I saw several as we traveled home from Tennessee last weekend. It reminded me of a story written by Clarence Jordan in his book Cotton Patch. He was getting a red carpet tour of another preacher's church, and with pride, the pastor was pointing out the rich imported wood that was used to make the pews and the luxurious decorations of all of the building. And as they stepped outside, they looked up and there was a steeple that had a spotlight shining on it that had a beautiful, huge cross. And the pastor said, that cross alone cost us almost $10,000. Clarence Jordan looked at him and said, "Well, I think you got cheated. There was a time when Christians could get crosses for free." Yeah, there was a time when Christians got crosses for free, though, let's face it, most of them didn't want one. Remember, crosses were the way that the Romans executed criminals. These days, we wear crosses as jewelry. We decorate our homes and our churches with crosses. They're embedded in stained glass windows. They're placed on spires on the outside of buildings, inside of sanctuaries. They're everywhere that can possibly advertise to the world that this is a person or a place that's associated with Jesus Christ. They're mementos of an event that happened 2,000 years ago, and there's nothing wrong with that. Using crosses is an excellent way to declare to the world who we belong to, what we believe. But they tend to make us forget sometimes about what they were really all about. Crosses were instruments of death, and it was, frankly, the most hard way for any person to die. In part, that's why when Jesus tells his followers to pick up your cross and follow me, that command is so challenging, because in the mindset of those who would hear it, they would recognize that picking up your cross was the first step toward an inevitable death upon that cross. We love to tell the story of Jesus at Easter. We love to sing about the old rugged cross, and sometimes we get caught up in a sentimentality which causes us to forget the real pain, the suffering, the agony that is associated with that instrument of death. A reminder that there's excruciating pain. The person on the cross is unable to breathe. Every moment of agony on that cross almost seems to last an eternity. I've heard it said that if Jesus were executed, had he come anytime the last 100, 150 years and had been executed, our symbol of that event wouldn't be a cross. It would be a gas chamber or an electric chair or a firing squad or a chemical injection. I think it's highly unlikely that we would wear jewelry or adorn our homes or churches and countrysides with replicas that reflected any of those kind of methods of execution. And don't misunderstand me. If you have a cross that you love to wear, I'm all for it. If your home has a cross on the wall, good on you. I'm not taking down either the cross that's mounted in our sanctuary or on our building's exterior wall. I'm just trying to remind us today that the cross is supposed to be something more than just a warm memory, a memento, as it were. It's supposed to remind us that Jesus Christ, who was the Son of God, the Son of Man, the fleshly embodiment of all that is divine, shed his blood on that cross, as the song says, to pardon and sanctify me. So I'll cherish that old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down, and I will cling to that old rugged cross and exchange it one day for a crown. God bless you today. I look forward to seeing you on Thursday, and if you can, go ahead and make plans to join us Friday night for Good Friday service, both in person and online, 7 p.m. God bless you. Have a great day.